Well, let me explain. You see, in 1997, rumors were going around that the comic book might be canceled by Archie Comics. So the writers at the writers of the book decided that if that was the case, then starting with issue 47 going up to issue 50, they would bring out all the stops. They would bring out all the tricks. They would basically go for it, if you will. They would bring their A game and take it to another level. And that's what they did here with Endgame. Unfortunately, one of the writers, Ken Penders, who was the head writer, decided to take it a step further by killing off Princess Sally. Now this received a lot of backlash, not just from the fans, but surprisingly from Sega of America, who said they had some promotional plans for her. And if you can believe, they have a statue of her next to Sonic outside one of the buildings. That's saying something. But that was one of the downtime. But that was at a time when it looked like the fan base, not just with the loss of Sally, but the fan base overall for SatAM and Archie Comics was coming to an end. Not the case, because afterwards the comic would continue to live on, as you saw with those comics that I showed you, and as you could see again, would live on for almost 150 plus issues more. Now let's talk about the fan base. As I showed you earlier, and you could see here again, some fans have even gone as far as to use the Genesis emulators off the Emulator Zone website and the games like Sonic the Hedgehog to place in the SatAM characters in Sonic's place. But there have been some fans as well that have even gone as far as to make animated fan-made trailers and go as far as to present their ideas to various studios. What kind of fans are those? Well, enter Richard Kunta, known to many fans as Retro Rich and Knothole Resident. Now, Richard here has come under a lot of controversy over the past couple of years. The reason being is because, according to many, he has manipulated and lied to the entire Sonic fan base community. Now, some fans have defended him and say he's not lying. Some are saying he has, and would rather see him get hanged than believe him. And there's no offense to Richard if he's listening. But if this guy goes as far as to say, hey, I've gone to these studios, in which he has shown fans many pictures of, gone to the front steps of 20th Century Fox, DreamWorks, Universal, you name it, and presented my idea to them for a movie, then it shows you how dedicated a fan like him is. And for those that helped him animate and make the fan-made trailer that he released last year, I mean, if they're that dedicated, well, then it just shows you how strongly the fan base feels about Sonic SatAM and the Archie Comics portion of Sonic. But believe it or not, it's also because of the fan base that one of the most talked about situations in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, especially when it comes to Archie Comics, keeps the comic alive, keeps SatAM alive, and keeps people talking. Now, what keeps people talking? What is the one topic of the SatAM Archie Comics fan base of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, keeps them talking, keeps everything alive, keeps the comic going and popular? Believe it or not, it's the same thing that you see in any other comic. It's the old Archie, Betty, Veronica syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. That's right. It's the love triangle. And Sonic the Hedgehog, the comic book, and even the animated series is no exception to it. In the animated series, there was an episode where a character named Grift, I guess in a way, befriends Sally and kind of flirts with her a little bit. Now, this does cause a little dissension. but not for long. And then, of course, the comic book comes into play, and you got characters like, say, a Jeffrey St. John, who was introduced in the comic books, characters like Mina Mongoose, who was introduced, Fiona Fox, who was also introduced, and recently Monkey Kong as well. And then, of course, you got Amy Rose on the side. But that, believe it or not, is one of the reasons the comic book stays alive and stays popular the way it is. Because fans never know, but it's because of this that the SatAM Archie Comics fan base will never die either. You see, the majority of the fan base would rather see Sally and Sonic together than see them with any other characters. And a lot of fans, including myself, have talked about this on websites, Sonic-related websites, YouTube, you name it. We've talked about it. And fans would love nothing more than to have these characters together. But the writers, whoever they are, always want to put them somewhere else, or put them with other people to bring intrigue. And some fans like the intrigue, some fans don't. But that is one of the reasons the fan base keeps this portion of the franchise alive, because it is just unbelievable, if you will. It's like you never know what's going to happen next. In conclusion, when you look at it overall, the fan base for the SatAM Archie Comics portion of Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is probably the strongest that you'll ever see. Probably even stronger than the gamer fan base. But overall, when you take a look at DVDs like this, even though these are a mixture of different portions of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, the two on the right hand corner will tell you everything, because those two are because of the fans, especially the one on the far right. That is because of the fans. That right there, as you saw at the beginning, as you can see again, was because the fans wanted that series, that portion of the franchise, to continue living on.
And that, believe it or not, in my personal opinion, is what is definitely the strongest fan base of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, the SatAM Archie Comics fan base. Now, some people might find that a little silly. Some people might make fun of that and make fun of people for it, but it's the truth. I mean, even the current writer of the comic book has said it's the fans that make the decisions. So will the fans help him make the decision of bringing the one part of the fan base that's kept it alive, the love triangle, for right now, to an end, and bring a certain blue hedgehog and a certain princess back together? We'll just have to wait and see. But I thank you for watching. I know it may have not made that much sense, and it probably wasn't the best video you've seen, multi-part wise. But I thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And stay cool.